What's going on, Leo? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for the next 3 months, October through December 2022. So in this reading, Leo, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides regarding the next 3 months, October through December 2022. But before we begin this reading, Leo, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, Leo, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. That would also be greatly appreciated over here, Leo. So without further ado, let's crack into this reading and see what is going on for you for the next 3 months. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Leo. All right, Leo, let's go ahead and lay out these cards. See what is coming your way for the next 3 months. All right, Leo, very interesting energy that you have going on here for you. There's a lot of different things that I'm getting right off the bat. For some of you, you could be dealing with someone for the next 3 months that is promising you something that they're simply not intending to actually deliver to you. And what this has to do with most likely is settling down, being more committed. So there's either someone that you're dealing with or will be dealing with for the next 3 months that may tell you one thing, and then it's basically like they do the other thing. For a lot of you, what they're going to tell you is that let's settle down, or let's slow it down, but then you find out that they're doing something else. For a lot of you, if that's not the case, I do feel this is more of your own energy, where for the next 3 months you start to realize that you're basically escaping something that you really want deep down by numbing yourself with continuous social activity, is basically what I can say. And it basically starts to bite you in the ass, whereas before it actually was in alignment for you. You just didn't necessarily make that switch in your head. So for the next 3 months, it's a lot of you could be going out a lot, or just hooking up with people or something like that, and it's actually distracting you from something more stable that you would want. That's what I got so far, right, Leo? So we start off this reading off with the 5 of Swords in your opportunity. So definitely there's an opportunity for you to spot and to identify a deceptive energy in your reality for the next 3 months. For the first energy that I got from this is definitely someone that's telling you, I want to slow down with you. There's an energy around you for the next 3 months of someone telling you one thing, then doing the other thing. For the others of you, and this could be a little bit simultaneous perhaps for some of you out there, or for a lot of you perhaps, with the 5 of Swords being in your opportunity, how are you sabotaging your own self? Sabotaging your own self in terms of immediate gratification, short-term pleasure, versus maybe abstaining from some place, person, or thing in order to achieve some sort of longer, something that would maybe less stimulating but more satisfying to the soul. All right. Something coming through is that the person that you generally want to be in love with in a committed relationship with, just advice from one soul to another, is someone who calms you down, someone who feels like home. The mistake most people make is they go for the spicy person. They go for the person who, it's almost like you take an in-breath. Like when you see them, you'll be like, and you'll think, oh, that means I should be with them. The person that you're meant to be with in love is someone who you take an out-breath with. Who never needed to hear that, I don't know. You have in your challenge the Queen of Swords here, Libra. So you could be dealing with someone, or you could be lying. Like, I'm just getting that there's some activity that you're doing that starts to backfire on you, and you start to call yourself out on it. It's either that you start to call yourself out on the fact that, why am I going along with lies that someone is telling me and not calling them out? Or it's like, and you know something, Queen of Swords in your challenge, you can see right through someone, but because you care about them, you don't necessarily want to call them out. On the other hand, what starts to happen, and this is very dangerous, I hope you're paying attention, it's very important, is that you catch yourself in a negative cycle, and your challenge is, instead of being like, okay, like let's correct this action. For a lot of you, the story that I'm getting is that you keep numbing yourself with like casual sex, or you keep going out and drinking. There's nothing wrong with that, but to a certain point, but everything in moderation, right? And you catch yourself and you're like, oh, I'm trying to escape myself rather than gear up for something that's going to make me happy in the long run. You catch yourself in the act, and instead of catching yourself, the Queen of Swords in your challenge, Leo, you actually just kind of like sweep it under the rug, and that actually degrades what we could call your own accountability with yourself, or your own integrity. So it's like when you know something is not good for you, but then you keep doing it, that kind of can really fuck up your momentum in life, and it starts you to have a lower opinion about yourself subconsciously, because I don't think the Leos are going to have a low opinion of yourself consciously, but subconsciously, right? So this is what I got so far. So I understand this may not be the most feel-good reading, but trust me, we're going to get there. Do I have a hair here? No. In your overall general energy, you have the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Wands, and you also have the Three of Cups here, Leo, in your overall general energy. So there's something to do here. I'm getting with like unfinished business with the Three of Cups. This could be a friend group that starts to bother you. Unfinished business starts to come to the surface for the next 3 months. For a lot of you as well, though, what I was telling you is like you start to get bothered by someone who's going out a lot. This could be someone that you want to be, or that some of you are in a committed relationship with, and they keep entertaining other people, and you're like, why are they doing this? I just want to be with them in a long-term relationship. For others of you, though, if it's not to do with the person you're dealing with, it's to do with your own self. I'm really getting this strongly. You keep running to short-term gratification, fun. It's like you're trying to celebrate before you can celebrate, okay? And listen, to each its own. Everyone's not going to have the same values and stuff, but what I'm getting, what you really want is this. You want a stable energy. You want an energy that may not be flashy, but it's like leading you to somewhere better. Here's the thing. When I used to go out and party with my friends, but I had nothing, I was basically like, I had no job, or I wasn't where I wanted to be. I felt like shit. I could never have fun doing that. A lot of you are not where you want to be in the physical world, and you're numbing it for the next 3 months, especially because it's like in the northern hemisphere, it's winter, it's kind of like a big drinking culture. I'm not saying you're into that. Most of you are spiritual, you don't even want to do with that, but in some way it applies to you. What I'm trying to tell you is that like it's not feeling good to just go out and like party and numb yourself, or like have this casual quick fix of dopamine, because you're meant to be putting your energy into something more stable. And it's like, once you get that more stable thing, you can go back to the Three of Cups energy, and it will be more fun. Like, to give you an example of that, like in my life, let's just like be honest. Like, I've had a goal to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube for a while. And if I was like going out with my friends before that, I would feel like shit, because I'm like, no, this is taking away from my goal. Like, I cannot do this. So I felt like shit. And if I were to go out, like maybe it would be a short-term escape, but then it would set me back in my goal. Some semblance of that is happening with you. You have to apply it to your own situation. Now, in what you don't see coming, Leo, you have the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and also, the Knight of Swords, the Knight, what the hell? The Knight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the Hermit in what you do not see coming. So this could be some sort of like quick quick energy that leads to pain and for you to really do some deep reflection on yourself. The interesting part of this reading is, if I could show you the spread, the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords are coming to headbutt each other, and the Queen of Swords is in your challenge, the Knight of Swords is in what you don't see coming. What I'm getting from this, Leo, is that a lot of you here, you can't keep running away from something deep that you want that's going to take time. If you look at this whole right spread of the reading, you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Hermit card on this side of the reading. And so there's something more, it has depth to it that you want, but it's like you're not sure how to get that for some reason. We're going to have to clarify to see what this is about, but for the next 3 months, I mean, there definitely is a lot of pain when it comes to do with, like, I'm just getting meaningless, like, things that make you happy in the moment, but then set you back further as time goes on, right? So everyone knows that pleasures, when pushed past a certain point, become your own prisons. And this pleasure either has to do with, like, another person that you're with in a relationship, or it has to do with you just running away from your long-term wants, desires, and needs, because I don't even know why you're running away from it. It's just easier is what I'm getting. Now, here's the thing. In the advice from your spirit guides, it's very positive energy, but it's going to require some things from you. You have the Fool, the Ten of Cups, and also the Star in the advice from your spirit guides. What I'm getting, Leo, is that you definitely want a new beginning with stability. You know, like the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, that's like a happily ever after, like, it's very healing for you to be in a stable thing. Whether that stability is you receiving dopamine from going after a long-term goal instead of receiving dopamine from fuck the long-term goal, I'm going out to party, or I'm doing some sort of destructive thing that's fun in the moment that then sets me back. There's a healing process by committing to something that takes time to build, right? You don't build the Ten of Cups overnight. You build that through sacrifice, and that's the only reason why it's satisfying. If you could snap your fingers and have a stable, partner and, like, everything that you ever wanted, you would think that that would be good, but no, you'd take it for granted. So what I want you to understand is you're actually exactly where you need to be. You have not done anything wrong, right? And so part of the reason why you may be resistant to what I'm saying is you're like, he's saying I'm doing something wrong. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. And then you have the Fool. So this is a new direction with someone in stability that can really heal you. This is the frequency that I feel is at least what Spirit's telling you to go through, but you're going to have to go through some darkness to get there. So why don't I go ahead and help you with that? Let's go ahead and clarify why the Five of Swords is here, Leo, in your opportunity for the next 3 months. Why is the Five of Swords here for you? Yeah. Hold on. Why is the Five of Swords here for you? All right. Yeah, the Five of Swords is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and also the King of Wands here, Leo. Excuse me, Leo. The original story that I got is coming up to the forefront. Someone that you're trying to build something long-term with here. Someone that they're telling you, oh, Leo, let's work on it, right? The Eight of Pentacles is all about working on something, right? And so someone's lying to you. They're telling you, oh, Leo, we're going to work on this. Meanwhile, they don't actually care about you as much as you think. The Ten of Swords and the King of Wands is here in your opportunity. So if you have, some of you are just, I'm just going to put it bluntly, you're getting played by a player for the next 3 months. Some of you don't know who this person is yet. You meet them and you find yourself in this situation. It's like, pay attention to people's actions and not what they say to you, would be my advice here, Leo. Because what I'm getting, definitely, you might have to put an end to something where there's a King of Wands here who is deceiving you. That's what I'm getting. So, and it has to do with that Three of Cups energy. And the reason the Queen of Swords is here in your challenge is because it may be hard for you to actually just, like, because you want to invest, you want to believe this person because you like them. They have positive qualities that are very attractive, but sometimes it's better to just cut things off. For others of you, though, with this energy here, once again, it's like you're just kind of, it's like you're not working on the Five of Swords to the Eight of Pentacles here, Libra, and your opportunity. You're not really working on something, and instead you're just kind of like deceiving yourself a little bit. Like, you know, I could just go on in this energy. Meanwhile, it has to be more so of a focused thing that you have going on, whatever it might be that you want to create. Does that make sense? Okay. So also the mini message. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and clarify here, Libra. Some of you might be connecting with a Libra. I don't know why I keep saying Libra. It's Leo. Okay, don't worry. But let's go ahead and clarify why this is here. This is the 9 of Wands. This has to do with some wounding that's coming up for you in the next 3 months. Let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see, Leo, why it's here. Why is the 9 of Wands here for you in your overall general energy? And it's looking right at that 3 of Cups. So let's go ahead and see. Wow, yeah, 9 of Wands clarified by the 3 of Swords here. I'm telling you, with that deceptive energy. One more here. Why is the 9 of Wands here? The 9 of Wands is clarified by the 3 of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and also the Empress here. All right, Leo, so listen, if you want to be treated like an Empress here, I'm sorry to tell you, you're either going to have to, like, reform someone, or you're going to have to move in a different direction here. Like, the Queen of Swords and the 3 of Swords is like a painful truth. The Queen of Swords is also in your challenge here. It's now coming up. This is some sort of pain that's coming up. You also have the Empress here. So what I'm getting from this, Leo, for a lot of you feminine Leos out there, is that, like, basically you going out chasing the dopamine on some shit that makes you happy in the moment, this is not how you become the Empress. Listen, everyone is a different type of Empress. I'm not here to be some sort of logical authoritarian here. Like, you can live your life however well. I'm just getting, like, you want this, it seems. Like, this is what you really want, right? And the actions that you're taking right now, whether it is believing in the lies someone's telling you who has no intention to change their behavior, but it's just continually lying to you, or you yourself plugging yourself into short-term pleasures, it's going to be very painful to admit that maybe part of the reason why a lot of you have already clicked off this reading, or a lot of you are not resonating with this, is because, like, it's not, the reason why the Queen of Swords is here in your challenge is because in order to admit to this deeper truth, you're going to have to admit that maybe you've been doing things a little bit wrong, like, and a lot of you are stubborn, you don't want to do that, but I don't really give a shit. Like, I'll read the energy as it is. Like, I don't know if you, like, yeah. So, all right, let's keep going here. Why is the Queen of Swords here? Because it just came up. Why is the Queen, there's also could be a third party because you have 2 women. You have the Empress and you have the Queen of Swords. So you could decide, like, someone that you're really interested in. I'm sorry that this reading is what it is, but it just is what it is, Leo. And you could find out that someone is, like, interested in someone else, and you're like, what the hell? Yeah, watch where that goes with the person, right? Ace of Wands. Why is the Queen of Swords here in your challenge? Why is the Queen of Swords here in your challenge? Next 3 months. It's like, why are you going so fast, Leo? Okay, like, what I'm sensing, hold on, I'll tell you in a second. Alright, the Queen of Swords is clarified by the Hanged Man, the 9 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and also the Knight of Swords here. Yeah, your challenge is really to look at something from a different perspective. The Hanged Man, also surrender to a deeper truth about why are you investing your energy. The 7 of Pentacles is all about investing. Also, you're trying to harvest something. You're dealing with a knight who's basically pretending to be a king, is what I'll say. For a lot of you here, the Knight of Swords and also the Knight of Wands here and the Queen of Swords, like, you're catching immature behavior, but you're addicted to the idea of what, you're addicted to the potential of what this person could be instead of, like, what they are. You also have the 9 of Pentacles here, and so this has to do with, like, you maybe pulling your energy back. It's very painful for you to do that because in order to pull your energy back, you're in more of a boring frequency. But what was I about to say? I was about to say something. I guess it's not important because it left me. It will come back to me if it needs to here, Leo. But I was just about to say something very potent. I guess I wasn't meant to say it. Or, like, let's just say I was able to, my processing power is not up to date enough. All right, let's go ahead and clarify why is the nine, I'm sorry, like, why is the Nine of Swords here in what you don't see coming? Because here's the thing, like, a lot of you are saying you want this, right? This is what you want. This is the advice from Spirit. Well, in order to get that, this is the type of conversations we basically need to have. So, why is the Nine of Swords here, Leo, in the centerpiece to your reading? All right, let's go ahead and see. Oh yeah, what I was going to say before is that a lot of you, are you just a doer? Like what I'm sensing, I'm not saying that extroversion, I'm not saying that all of you are even extroverted. You can be an introvert, you can stay in your house and still be in this frequency, okay? But what I'm telling you to just be aware of, I'm not saying change it, I'm not saying it's good or bad, I'm just saying it's a pattern of energy that I'm picking up on, okay, so have you ever stopped just to be with yourself? Not to do a meditation because it's part of your daily routine, just as another placeholder to fucking live your like crazy whirlwind life, but like have you ever like really sat down and done nothing? If you sit down and do nothing and it feels like shit, that's how you know your life is not going in the direction. An indicator of whether your life is going in a direction that your soul actually is happy with is if you can sit and do nothing and still be happy. If you can't sit and do nothing and you're trying to continually distract yourself from some sort of pain, that is at least an indicator that there's something inside for you to look at. And that's why the Hermit and the Nine of Swords is here and what you don't see coming. Because, listen, it's really... I'm about to... okay, someone needs to hear this. I'm about to say the most triggering thing to a lot of you Leos. Do you realize it's easier to go donate to, like, children in need than it is to work on yourself? Like, it's easier to go, dedicate yourself to some cause in the world and be like, oh, I'm helping, the starving children. I'm not saying we really need to help the starving children. Please don't get me wrong. We need to help everyone. But what I'm sensing honestly is you're trying to like mask looking at deeper shit by just being like, oh, I'm going to help them. It's like, the hardest thing you'll ever do is working on yourself. And if you're laughing at that right now and you're on the other side of the screen, what's this guy talking about? That's an indication to me that you haven't. All right, I'm sorry that this is so what it is, but it is what it is. It's neutral energy, right? Another lesson is that any negative emotion is just extra energy. How are you labeling it? Why is the Nine of Swords here in what you don't see coming? One more. Why is the Nine of Swords here and what you don't see coming? One more. Sorry. Spirit's like, yeah, one more, please. Okay. Why is the Nine of Swords here and what you don't see coming? The Nine of Swords and what you don't see coming is clarified by the Four of Cups, the Three of Cups, and also the Judgment card here. Yeah, so, I mean, you pulling your energy back and making a judgment that, maybe you're just doing things that are immediate short-term gratification, or you finally decide to cut someone off who's toxic, who's telling you, oh, I'm not seeing her, I'm not seeing him, and you finally decide to pull your energy back and listen to what the judgment, like this is literally like a major shift in consciousness. The judgment is all about a major shift in consciousness. You have a major shift in consciousness on your hands that leads to a different physical life behavior that initially causes pain, Leo, but I promise you, it's what will set you up for a much better life. I promise you, Leo. So if you can go through this storm and you can move in a new direction of healing, whatever that means to you in relation to what I'm talking about, trust me, do something for the next 3 months that your future self will thank you for, and you'll just be fine. So listen, I think you're going to have a fun next 3 months, but what I'm interested in is change. Or not change, but like mastery. So if you want to be another puff, don't listen to my readings. I'm here to help you achieve your highest potential. So with that being said, I wish you the best of luck and I'll talk to you next time.